Yeah, so I just woke up, as you can see by my incredible hair do. Anyway, I just woke up, I turned on my computer and I opened the news. Now, obviously, the news is still dominated by Elon Musk and Donald Trump going at it. Well, I don't really care for that much. I'm not really interested in that. What I am much more interested in is, for example, this story right here. So it says most NATO members endorse Trump's demand to up defense spending to 5% of GDP, Mark Rutte says. So I think it's fair to say that the global West, for centuries, has had a dominant position in the world, especially militarily. And they still do. The military force of the global West is still very, very strong. You could argue if it's still the strongest in the world. I don't know. But anyway, it's a very strong military force they have. However, I believe that it might not even be their biggest strength. I believe the biggest strength of the global West might even be their ability to create and to change narratives. Ironically, that's also what's been going on over here. So Mark Rutte says that most European member states are willing to do this. And I believe that because, personally, I haven't done any scientific investigations into this, but just in my personal space, if I ask people, it seems like probably most people believe this narrative that the global West has created, and I don't believe in. But the narrative is that, Europe is under threat by Russia. Russia is potentially going to attack Europe, and we must defend ourselves. It's absolute nonsense. I mean, Russia is not going to attack Europe. It's absolute nonsense. There is no threat from Russia. And when I say this, people look at me like I'm crazy. But if you don't see through this trick, if you don't see through this narrative, then you're missing something, I believe. I think you're missing that you've been propagandized. And, that's, of course, the whole idea of propaganda is one condition of propaganda is that the one you're propagandizing doesn't know that he's being propagandized, doesn't know that it is propaganda, but it is propaganda. There is no threat from Russia. It's absolute bogus. So no, Russia is not going to attack Europe. Why would they? The only reason why Russia would attack Europe is if the global West keeps poking Russia. I mean, you have to understand how much the West for decades has poked at Russia, has provoked Russia. And now here we are in a war in Ukraine. And the only reason I believe that they would attack Europe or NATO members if they don't have any other choice, I believe. So I believe this increase in defense spending is absolute nonsense. But it's the narrative that the global West, Western politicians and Western mainstream media has created that has started to create a mandate for these people to do this. I don't believe that many people understand how much 5% of GDP actually is. I mean, Europe has built up a social security system that, I don't want to say that Europe is the best place in the world, but I mean, this is definitely I would say a sign of civilization. If you can, for example, if you lose your job, you will still be taken care of. If God forbid you're in some kind of accident, you know that you'll be taken care of and you won't have to pay for the rest of your life for that. So this social security structure is something to be, for everything you can say about Europe, I think this is one thing that they should be proud of and they should absolutely keep. But this defense spending is absolutely going to influence that very much. And I think it's absolutely a disgrace that this is happening. Okay, so another article that I saw on Euronews is this one. So, exclusive. Europe also needs a Golden Dome missile defense, says U.S. experts. Really, U.S. experts say that. This is part of the same narrative, of course. This is part of the same narrative of, yeah, you're not safe anymore. Russia has been your neighbor for forever, but now all of a sudden, you have to be afraid of them. And so you need a Golden Dome. Who do you think this benefits? Who do you think this benefits? Europe spending billions and billions and billions of euros on a defense system, a missile defense system against nothing. Who do you think benefits from this? Could it be that the US military industrial complex might have something to do with this? Do you believe that could be true? It's absolute nonsense, this. But anyway, I haven't read the entire article, but I think the title says more than enough. Yeah, so that's what I woke up to today. Speaking of waking up, I'm gonna enjoy my tea. I don't like coffee, I don't drink coffee, but I'm gonna enjoy my tea and maybe we'll see what else is in the news today. All right, so I was just watching a video on the Katie Helper show on YouTube, and so this video is about of course about Gaza, right? So of course we know what's been going on in Gaza. So a horrible, horrific genocide that's been unfolding, perpetrated by the IDF, the Israeli Defense Force. They're indiscriminately bombing people in Gaza. They're killing women, children. They've been shooting children in the head, in the chest. They've been bombing hospitals, bombing schools. It's absolutely horrific what they've been doing. It's absolutely one of the worst genocides ever in history of mankind, it seems. And you can follow it live online. And that's absolutely incredible what's been going on. So first of all, we have to acknowledge that the narrative seems to be changing. So especially the global West has always protected Israel, has always sugarcoated everything that Israel has done. And when I say the global West, of course, I mean politicians and the mainstream media. But now there seems to have been a shift where even Western mainstream media and even Western politicians are now becoming more and more critical of Israel. I'm not sure what caused this shift. It might have something to do with the fact that it's no longer sustainable. These lies. There's just too much evidence that's showing that this is actually a horrific genocide, and there are no excuses. It's absolutely unacceptable what Israel has been doing. And finally, Western mainstream media still a little bit hesitant, but finally they're little by little they're starting to show what is actually going on in Gaza. And that has also prompted more and more activists to speak up against Israel. And one thing that has been happening is that, and that's what this video is about. So a boat with some people, I don't know, was it 12 people or I don't know, but something like that, is a boat with protesters is heading for Gaza right now as we speak. Heading for Gaza because I should say this, everyone knows this, but I'm going to say it anyway. So apart from killing everyone, Israel is also blocking aid from coming into Gaza. So they're blocking food, medicine, which, the Gazans so very desperately need. It's absolutely inhumane what they're doing. But anyway, so this boat is heading to Gaza with the intent, or at least that's what they've said the intent is, to force open a corridor to get food and medicine into Gaza. So that's what they're doing. Now, the thing is that there is a pattern with Israel, with the Israel government and the IDF, the Israeli Defense Force, with basically killing protesters. I mean, in the past there have been other boats trying to do a similar thing, and one example that they talked about in this video is an example where Israel just got on board of that boat and they just, simply slaughtered everyone, just killed everyone. Absolutely unbelievable. No one was convicted or anything, as always happens when Israel is involved. Also, Greta Thunberg also had a plan, maybe a month ago or so, to do a similar thing, to do a similar protest action. And before they got on board, the boat was bombed, and every evidence points to Israel again. So they have there's a pattern there. I mean, also in Gaza itself, I mean, they've of course killed men, women, and children, but they also killed journalists. They've killed medics. I mean, they've bombed hospitals, as I mentioned. They also killed aid workers. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're a Palestinian or you're not in support of us. You're gonna die. That's what it seems the policies are of Israel. Absolutely horrific. But I wonder what is going to happen now, because this boat is heading towards Gaza, and there's a pattern there of Israel just simply killing everyone. But now the difference is that there is an actor on board. His name is Liam Cunningham. Personally, I didn't know him, but apparently he is acting in I forgot, but it's a series that I don't watch, so you have to forgive me. But Liam Cunningham is a celebrity, but also Greta Thunberg is on board the boat, and also another activist, I forgot his or her name. So there are famous people on board, and so I wonder what will happen, because you have to understand that bad publicity for Israel is killing for Israel, literally. I mean, now already we're seeing that there's bad publicity about Israel, and which makes it much more difficult for Israel to do what they're doing. More bad publicity is who would want to associate with this absolutely murderous regime, so they're losing more and more support. And if that happens, then the future of Israel doesn't look very bright, I'm afraid. So yeah, I wonder what will happen. So we'll just see. We'll have to wait, because it will take a while before they will arrive. But I will keep you posted, right? All right, so I just put on a sweater because it's getting a little bit cold. I mean, it's already June and it's still cold. That's not good. But anyway, I wanted to talk about something that is related to what I just talked about before, and that is this. So I was riding around on my bicycle here in Amsterdam, and then I saw this. Now, I've seen this before, because I've been here before many times. So I've seen this flag before many, many times. But somehow today I saw the flag and I was really like, really? I mean, with everything that's been going on, why would you still hang up this flag on your building? Why would you do that? I mean, hanging up a flag is widely considered you being in support of anything that flag represents, and you are behind everything that flag represents. You're being proud of everything that flag represents. Now again, with everything that's been going on, why would you still do that? I mean, yeah, but first of all, let's make one thing absolutely crystal clear, right? This is the flag of Israel. It's Israel's national flag, right? It is not a Jewish flag. It's not representing Judaism or anything like that. I mean, Jews are people just like you, just like me, just like every Palestinian, by the way. different people have different characteristics. Some may be tall, some might be a little bit shorter, some might be a little bit skinnier, others may have blonde hair, others have black hair, and some happen to be Christian, other may be Muslim, and others happen to be Jew. So that's absolutely fine, So that's not what we're talking about, right? This flag represents Israel, and Israel is an entity we call a state, and many things happen in the name of that state. And you hanging up that flag is you saying, I am proud of Israel. I stand behind what Israel is doing. I support everything that Israel is doing. And well, maybe not everything, but if you talk about Israel now, everyone will think of one thing that absolutely stands out, and everyone knows what that is. There is a horrific genocide going on in Israel, in Gaza, perpetrated by the IDF, the Israeli Defense Force. As I mentioned, they're killing men, women, and children. They're shooting children in the head. They're bombing schools. They're bombing hospitals. They're killing journalists. They're killing everyone in Gaza. Indiscriminately bombing people. It's absolutely horrific, right? Again, I do understand the phenomenon of patriotism. Everyone, even though I also understand that the idea that there are different countries in the world is made up. It's not real. It's not empirically real. But still, people can be conditioned. People are conditioned to develop a certain feeling that we call patriotism. I understand that phenomenon, right? But this goes much further than that. What can you be so proud of that it will overshadow a genocide? What could that be? The food? Yes, of course, my country is committing a genocide. We're killing children, we're bombing everyone, and there are no houses left in Gaza because we bombed all of it. But the food is really good, so I'm really proud of that. So I think I'm gonna hang up a flag. Is that it? Or the music? Yeah, we're blocking food and medicine from going to Gaza. People are literally starving to death. Yes, I know we're doing that, but the music in Israel, let me hang up that flag. Really, come on. So, genuinely, I truly do not understand why anyone would still want to hang up that flag. I don't know what goes through your head in this at this moment to make that decision. I absolutely do not understand. I have to say one thing about this, and that is that the owner of that building and the owner of that flag, of course, has every right to do so. He has every right to hang up that flag. So I think that is very, very important that he has that right, and I think it's very important that everyone helps enforce that right for him. I would defend his right to hang up that flag. It's very important for him, for me, and for everyone else in this country and everyone else in the world, I would say. Even though I absolutely think it's absolutely appalling what he or she did by hanging up that flag. I think it's absolutely crazy to make that decision. I think he has every right to do so, and I will defend his right to do so. And I hope, I'm very optimistic that everyone will leave that flag alone, but I would also urge everyone to do so because it's very, very important. Okay? But, that's just what happened to me today, and I just wanted to talk about it. That's it. Anyway, it's dinner time. I'm starting to get a little bit hungry, so I think I will head to the kitchen and search for something to eat. All right, you guys. So at the moment it is 10 to 10. It's almost 10 o'clock in the evening. There's actually one more thing I would like to mention, and that is something that I actually forgot to mention about the story with Greta Thunberg and the actor Liam Cunningham and the others being on a boat on their way to Gaza, protesting, Israel blocking food and medicine from going into Gaza, which is so desperately needed by the Gazaeans, and them trying to open a corridor to let the food and medicine in. So they're on their way. They're also, of course, as I mentioned, they're risking being attacked by the IDF, being bombed, being shot at by the IDF, as Israel has done before with protesters. So it's a very risky undertaking, right? Now, one thing I'd like to mention about that is that Lindsey Graham, we all know Lindsey Graham, right? That very lovable, sweet man. For those of you who don't know him, he's an American senator, and he tweeted something on X. So he tweeted this: "Hope Greta and her friends can swim." Well, I'm not going to say a lot more about that other than this absolutely reveals the character of this very lovable man, Lindsey Graham. All right, so I'm going to leave you with that for today because, I'm going to relax a little bit, and then I'm going to try to go to bed a little bit early because tomorrow I have a little football tournament to play. So I need to be a little bit fit for that. Well, I'm not fit, but as fit as possible. So that's it for now, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will talk to you very soon.